sais pas.
Where the globe sat on top of it. So the Museum of History and Industry think that the globe still lights up at night, but it used to rotate and spin around. It needs a home and some rejuvenation love. So if you have a big building in Seattle on top, you can talk to the Voyage at the our cruise ships. So essentially they just take a giant extension.
Ça a l'air que Mount Rainier qu'on voit en ce moment, tu le vois seulement 90 fois par année. 90 jours. Aujourd'hui, c'en est une. Wow. Puis quand tu tournes tranquillement, ben, tu vois. Et voilà.
We get about 37 inches of rain in Seattle. But over at our Olympic Mountain Range, they actually measure rain in feet. They get about 10 to 15 feet of rain. Turning to see more of the industrial side of town. This is our Duwamish Riverhead. This is brackish water here. You don't know what brackish water means? It is fresh water that's coming from Mount Rainier to the south. It's about 90 miles away. This is where all the sand down into.
Juste en arrière de moi, il y a Mount Rainier. On le voit seulement 96 jours par année. Il fait super beau aujourd'hui. C'est une des plus belles journées qu'ils ont eu jusqu'à date. Les chansons ont pris de croisière justement à cause de ça. On savait que c'était pour être beau aujourd'hui. Puis là, regarde ma chérie, elle est juste là. Hein? Ah, ok, c'est bon. Bon, ben, on s'en va en haut.
If you want to look at it, you can look at replenishment at sea on YouTube. You can actually watch a whole video of it happening. This other vessel you're going to see here, this was actually tested right after they're kind of testing it out now. It has all these fences around it to keep us away. This is our USS Voyage. This is a littoral combat ship. George Lucas actually got the idea for his AT&T Imperial Walkers for Star Wars by looking at the Oakland Harbor front and see where he got the idea from. This is the Crowley fleet of tugboats about 2 o'clock position now. our 2 o'clock position post off our starboard side is in fact the world headquarters of Starbucks. That is where they reside and plan for the future. Container ship. That is because these are some of the largest in the world, and they're meant to hold some of the largest container ships. And so what happens is this whole area is run by longshoremen, and they are basically in charge of loading and unloading these vessels. And so they take them from the truck drivers and from the trains, and they'll stage them here. Computer programs actually decide where the containers go based on their weight and their size. So you can actually see him in action. It looks like he's unloading this vessel. The big trick here is actually once you grab onto the container, you can't let it spin around or do anything, because the weight of that can actually break it free. In fact, about a month ago in the West Waterway, we actually witnessed one that had fallen off the ship, and it's just the weight is really down and it's pretty stable. It does happen from time to time. You see this guy here, I don't know if they'll wave at us. Claws, but maybe. Sometimes if we all wave at him or I don't know if he can hear you, but I like it. Maybe if we all scream and say hello. Hey! Woo! There he goes. Love you, buddy. He's got to make sure to do that and be very careful about it. They do it in sections. You see all these guys will take one section. These actually as far as Scotland. I don't know how that happened, but they did. So it's pretty interesting to know that they wrote it all down in a book called Moby Duck. And
Merchants Café. On s'en va au Underground Tour dans quelques minutes. C'est une chose que je trouverais pas souvent dans ma vie. Une bière, c'est infusé au citrus. Un vrai bar. C'est la première fois que je pense que je viens dans un bar. Je m'assois au bar pour boire un drink de ma vie. 56 ans, qui était temps.
Ignored the sunshine. In this wonderful musical historical city, you decided to go investigate these musty, dusty, smelly underground ruins. So make your friend. Tell them where you're coming from. Tell them your name and what crazy part of you decided to go underground. We'll be back in a minute to get this tour started. Let me know if you need a translation. Please use the loo. 15 minutes after, if you duck out to use the toilet, you have left behind. So go ahead.
They're giving away free land. They're enticing people to move out west because they passed what's called the Donation Land Act. Now, the Donation Land Act means that if you are a single male and move out west, you can claim a lot of land for free, 320 acres.
Wow.
Exact. That's a lot of land. If you're married, it doubles. Okay, Texas. Let's see how smart you are. How much land is that?
Yeah.
What? Twice as much.
So if you're
Very good.
divorced, you get half.
Now, yes, that's a lot of land, 640 acres. If you're married, it equals a square mile of land for free. And I'm gonna say at the bar, you probably guessed this, the bar is pretty low for who you're willing to get married to at that point. Because you're like, that's a lot of land and we can sort that out later. It's not a fair system. You gotta say this, because single women, what do you get? A husband.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Stay with the guy, but that's how you get the land, you know? Oh, Texas, what do we do back there? Now, this sees a lot of westward expansion. The people are moving out west. This has got them going, motivates them. They're moving out west on the Oregon Trail. And most of you guys remember Oregon Trail, not from history class, but from that bad video. Yeah. Now, if you talk about anybody that ever played Oregon Trail, they don't remember much about finishing the Oregon Trail. It's all about the ways you die. Seems to be the point of the game, the different ways you die in the Oregon Trail. And there were various ways. Does anybody remember some? That took too long to say right there. It's just like a one-word thing.
Yeah, death by
This
wife.
and that. Yes.
You drown in like a river.
Drown in the river. There we go.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Starvation.
Starvation. Dysentery.
Divorce.
I thought that makes the wagon go fast.
That's it.
Girl in the last group yells out syphilis.
awkwardly reminding her that wasn't in the game. So, now, the ways you're gonna die is pretty accurate from the game, right? So you survive the Oregon Trail, you feel like you really accomplished something pretty big. First group arrives out here, led by this guy, Arthur Denny, right? You guys can't see him. Come here, you guys can't see him, he looks a lot like this guy. This guy. Okay. Now, Denny shows up on the Oregon Trail, 1851, with his party, and they land out here in what becomes Seattle, and they spend a couple of weeks in the Puget Sound area right here in Elliott Bay, sort of looking for a spot. And while they're here for that 2 weeks, they meet the indigenous tribe, the Duwamish and the Suquamish tribe, and Chief Seattle is their leader. They've made contact with them, and they can see that the tribe lives up on the hill, way up on top of them. So they're looking for a spot that's not occupied. They're like, well, maybe we should try it down here, at the bottom of the hill. And they're walking around down here where Pioneer Square stands today, and they're walking around and they're saying this looks pretty good. Something you probably want to consider. The tribe lives here for 1,000 years. They won't touch this spot. Seattle pioneers come in and they're like, this looks pretty good. And it's not so good because this is a beach. It's tide flats. When the tide's out, tide flats appear as dry land. They get here at low tide. He's from Ohio.
Voyage!
Yeah, hello? Is Ohio in the house today too?
Yeah.
There they are. Oh, in the back there too. Wow. Now, here, I'm not knocking Ohio, but you guys aren't real big on tidal activity. And so what looks good 1 minute, about 6 hours later doesn't look so good. And the tide comes up, and they're saying, well, this looks pretty bad. But we're gonna make it work. That's right, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna start building right here. And that's the Seattle spirit. That's where it starts. That means, for those of you who don't know, it means you get yourself a really bad idea. And then you stick with it. It's how you become a Mariners fan. Really. You just wonder how you just, well, I don't know why I'm still doing that. But anyway, they're starting to build the town down here on the beach, and it's not going so well because wagons come into town bringing supplies. They sink in the wet sand and have to be pulled out by a team of horses, which leaves a big hole in the sand. And then 6 hours later, oh boy, the tide comes in, fills in the hole. Now, multiple wagons arriving every day means multiple giant potholes form every day, about 8 feet across, 6 feet deep. And this town is really shaping up nicely. That's who arrives next is Doc Maynard. Doc Maynard shows up on the Oregon Trail too. Where's your cape, my friend? I gotta get somebody else for this guy. Everybody, I'm saving you from him. Now, Doc shows up not long after Yesler, and Doc's plans are different. Doc makes land claims down here at the beach too, but Doc's whole plan is that he's willing to give away parts of his big land claim to any business that will show up that's a viable business. That means people come into town, people will stay if you got jobs here for them. And Doc asks, Denny, why'd you come down here? He says, well, with all this land, we came out here to be farmers. He says, you built on the beach. He says, yeah, well, we know that now. We just thought it was well irrigated land. Now, he's like, and the hill, the hill over here is steep and it's covered in trees, so we can't farm up there either. And he asked Doc, you got any ideas? Doc says, you just said it, the town's covered in trees. What we need is a sawmill. If a sawmill shows up to this town, we're in business. A lumber business. Because trees go on for as far as the eye can see. So if you get a sawmill, that's going to be a pretty good thing. And this is how we get the sawmill, from this guy, Henry Yesler. It's good enough fit. All right. All right. No relation, okay? Now, Yesler brings the mill to Seattle because Doc asks him to. Well, he's really doing it because Doc's giving away free land. Yesler's a cheap guy. Now, Yesler's original plan, bringing the mill to Tacoma, that's our rival city. He wants to make Tacoma the king of Puget Sound lumber. Doc talks him into bringing the mill up here. And he builds it across the street where that building stands today. The mill shows up, just like he said, it's a good thing. It's like Boeing, Microsoft, Costco, they all show up on the same day. Not Amazon. You don't want Amazon, you want up in your town. We can't go through every business that's going. Yes, that's true. Now, problem with the mill, Yesler comes with it. Nobody likes Yesler. Guy's a crook. He's a thief, he's a liar, he's a scammer. The guy, he has no morals. What do you do with people like that? Before that,
They become mayor.
we elected him.
Yep.
Yesler is the mayor. Yesler starts Washington State's first lottery. He also wins Washington State's first lottery. Yesler at the mill, pumping out lumber 24/7, making a lot of money, also making a lot of sawdust. A lot of sawdust. 30-foot mountain accumulates outside the mill every day. Yesler's told, get rid of it. He says, well, I got an idea that sticks with that Seattle spirit. We've got a lot of potholes in town. What do you say we fill the potholes with sawdust? Seattle spirit, right? Bad idea. Right? So they fill the potholes. He's still got 20 feet of sawdust left. After filling the potholes, they say, what are you doing with the rest of the sawdust? He says, I got enough to coat the streets. I could coat the streets one night, every night, and then an inch of sawdust. And if we do this for a while, it acts like landfill. It'll build us up. Does this sound like a good idea? No, because we're on a beach. That's the one thing you have to remember. We're on the beach. So the sawdust in the streets, well, when the tide comes in, the salt water mixes with the sawdust. And then it starts decomposing pretty quickly. A couple of weeks of this great idea, the streets now look like intersecting rivers. Oatmeal. Rotting oatmeal in the streets. But that's not nearly the worst problem in town, because if water isn't draining out, what else isn't draining out? Sewage removal.
It's poop.
Yesler says that's Seattle's #1 problem. Townspeople say no. It's more like a #2 problem. If you don't like poop jokes, now's my time to get your money back. What's going on? Now, Seattle to this point been using what's called a pit toilet. That's an outhouse. You dig the hole, you put the shack on top, and you're good to go. I said good to go. Okay. So they dig the hole, but then here's the thing with those easy technology, outhouses. Nobody's heard of anybody using one at the beach. Let's think about that if we can for a moment. What happens when you dig a hole at the beach? Yeah, that means it fills with, the tide comes in, yep, the hole's gonna fill with water. Which means what was in the hole is now gonna get lifted out. And now you're looking at raisins in your oatmeal. I did say something about it. Now, it's bad, but help's on the way. It's coming. It's from England. They're actually, while this is happening in England, there's a sanitation revolution going on. A guy in England over there perfecting the modern flush toilet. Doesn't invent the toilet, but he perfects it. He makes it into something pretty cool. Anybody know this guy's name? Here's the students of toilet history over in this section. There he is. Now, did you, what's his first name? Thomas. Thomas is right. John, no, not John. In a perfect world, John P. Crapper. Somebody in the last group yelled out, Graham Crapper. Delicious but wrong. Thomas Crapper is his name, pooping science is his game. He becomes a pretty important guy. He ends up becoming knight. He's Sir Thomas Crapper now, because Queen Victoria knights him while she's sitting on her throne. In the moving ceremony, all right, that's it. I'm not going to tell the royal flush joke. Wiping out here. Now, Seattle, here's about the crappers. They order 1,000 of them. No Amazon Prime. 8 years. 8 years for crappers to show up. Most people forgot about the crappers. We've already called customer service. It's going to take a while. But now it's 1881, and finally, they can see it. It's pulling up out in the harbor out there, dropping anchor. A whole shipload of crappers just got here. They're here, finally, right? They run to the docks, grab the crackers, take them home. Open the box, there it is, shiny white porcelain. Lift it out of the box, instantly confused. Pioneers notice there is a mysterious hole on the back of the cracker. Don't know what that's for. They've all agreed the top hole is still for deposits. Back hole, I don't know. Did this thing come with directions? Yes. They say hook up to city sewer system. He says maybe that box comes tomorrow. It's not there. Well, it's okay, it's all right. It's a pioneer town, right? We can build stuff, we'll build anything in this town, we'll build a sewer system. And of course, just like everything, we're gonna make it out of wood. Wooden sewer system, yeah. We're gonna run across the street to the mill, grab some boards, and we cooper together a square, 6-inch box sewer. One. For all 24,000 roughage-eating pioneers. What can go wrong? Well, it goes very well. It's a gravity-fed system, which means most of the crackers, they go up on top of the hill. Back then, the hill's 49 degrees. Today, they're about 18. It's really steep. So that wooden pipe starts up on top of the hill. They're all plugged in. Then that pipe comes over the hill. You got that sewage shooting down the hill, screaming down the hill, gets to Pioneer Square, levels out, leaves skid marks. Right? And then it pops out into the bay, right? Right out into Elliott Bay, you got raw sewage that goes out, and then we got the tide just washes it out, 30 miles south. Tacoma. And that was a perfect system, okay? For about 6 hours. And then the tide comes back, and then Tacoma's revenge. Because this pipe is at a fixed level, so when the tide comes in, it rises over the pipe, which means the pipe is underwater, the only output. Well, that means it's not an output anymore, it's a input. It's sending cold seawater the wrong way up the pipe. And it hits the raw sewage, and the tide keeps pushing, and the pressure starts building. And if you are sitting on your crapper at high tide, well, the pressure in that pipe's pretty high. The pipe's groaning and creaking. And if you reach up to pull the chain, well, you've got to be quick. Because you're going to get blasted off the pole by a geyser of raw sewage and cold seawater.
Yeah.
Confused fish. They're shooting out of the crackers. That's like, maybe 7 feet high, depending on the tour guide. Put the lid down, doesn't work. Shoots it back up in the air. Like the Bellagio with Brown. This happens 3 times a day. Kids blown clean off their car. No end in sight. This goes on for 8 more years till finally 1889. Seattle wakes up. They say, you know what? We could solve this tomorrow if we just woke up maybe and accidentally burn the town to the ground. That maybe would fix all this. So, June 6th, the next day, they do. Seattle accidentally burns to the ground. And everybody in town says, yes. We get to start over. We're going to fix these problems. And in the video is what gives us the underground. So who's excited?
Yeah!
Connecticut/Texas. You guys are very excited back there. The rest of you guys, though, not excited, not invited. Keep that in mind. All right, taking the big group here, splitting it into 3 smaller groups. Some of you go with me. Once again, my name is Adam, but some of you guys get luckier. You get to go with one of my top-notch friends back there. First, in the very back of the room, everybody say hello to Zan. Hello, Zan! Hello, Zan! And we're going to give it up for Shayla. Hello, Shayla! Hello, Shayla! One of us is going to be taking you into the underground. Now, here's the important part, guys. If you want, most of you guys came with a group. If you came with a group and you want to be with them, some of you don't. The rest of you probably do. But if you want to be with them, you got to be with them when you get to the door. You're going to get counted out into groups. If you run ahead and they're back here, you will be in a different group. So hold hands, stay with the people, do what you got to do. Glassware, any barware,